This episode contains discussions of homophobia and homophobic violence. Listen at your own discretion. It is Thursday, the 27th of June, 2024. My name is Pigeon and this is my Song of the Day. Today we're talking about a classic of the genre of queer music. This is a song that I've heard at like every Pride I've gone to. I've heard it on the radio. My friends have played it or referenced it. I've heard it on TikTok. But I was actually first shown it by my dad, which is interesting. We'll get into that. But anyway, the song is Smalltown Boy, and it's by Bronski Beat, which was a trio of Jimmy Somerville, Steve Bronski, and Larry Steinbachek. And they were around for a few years in the 80s and 90s, and then they were reunited again a bit in the 2010s, and then Steve Bronski died in 2021. Now, this song, Smalltown Boy, was the sixth track on their first album, The Age of Consent, which came out in 1984. And it's about a young gay man who is kind of, he's surrounded by homophobia and he's forced to leave home. The music video in particular is a recommended watch to get the full story if you want to, although obviously it's a bit of a hard watch, so I wouldn't fault you for not watching it, but I will talk about it, obviously. I think we're just going to listen to it and then come back and talk about it because anything else I want to say about it makes more sense after you've heard it. So let's do that now. Let's listen to it now and go and talk about it in a few minutes. Obviously I record these episodes in advance, and quite often I'll record more than one in a day. Let me tell you, the tonal whiplash going from Red Wine Supernova into immediately Smalltown Boy. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. I mean, like I said in the Red Wine Supernova episode, it's a rare instance of a happier song. This is not a happier song, unfortunately. So like I said, it's about a young gay man running away from his homophobic town. And if you've watched the video is about Jimmy Somerville, the singer, who it is assumed that this song is like semi-autobiographical. I don't know if he's specifically confirmed that. I'm mostly just... It doesn't say so on Wikipedia or Genius, but I assume that is what is known about it. You have Jimmy Somerville checking out the other, like one of the boys at the pool, and then like his friends encourage him, his friends being played by the other members of the band, they encourage him to go like ask him out or talk to him or something, and then later he gets beaten up for it, and then he's like brought home by a policeman, and he has to explain what happened to his parents, and then he's not necessarily kicked out, he decides to leave, it seems like, and as he's leaving, his mum gives him a big hug and she's clearly very emotional, and his dad just stares at him for a bit and then gives him the money for the train and doesn't shake his hand. And that's the part that gets me every time. And I find it really interesting that my fucking dad showed me this video after I came out as gay. Not immediately after. It was a few years after. I just think it's really interesting that, I'm from Mullingar, which is like right in the center of Ireland. It's not like small town in the biggest extent that there are smaller towns in Ireland. I've been to Horseleap, but like it has that kind of country. We did recently start having a pride parade in Mullingar. That's nice. But my point is that like I know the vibe of being in a small homophobic town. I mean, I went to school there, and my parents weren't the best about me coming out. I initially came out as bi, and they weren't great about it. They weren't like overtly hostile, but they weren't very understanding at first, and my dad got better as the years went on. The less said about my mum, the better. But I find it interesting that he showed me this song, the song itself being about running away from a homophobic small town, and the video specifically involving the dad not giving the son proper common courtesy as a handshake. Yeah, thanks, Dad. Thanks for that. I mean, he has a good taste in music, and this is a good song to show me. I get that. But, yeah, it is a great song. We're going to talk here a bit about the lyrics, of course. So it starts with kind of foreshadowing the refrain from later. To your soul, cry, cry, cry. You leave in the morning with everything you own in a little black case, alone on a platform, the wind and the rain on a sad and lonely face. Mother will never understand why you had to leave, but the answers you seek will never be found at home. The love that you need will never be found at home. Yep, that sums it up. Thanks, Jimmy. I mean, that's basically what I just described from the video, yeah, but that's specific. The answers you seek will never be found at home. The love that you need will never be found at home. It gives me big vibes of, like, when I went from, living in Mullingar to going to college in Galway, and Galway is such a, like, it has this reputation as a big party city, and there's, like, the college is full of queer people, and, it was such a different environment than being at home, and I got a boyfriend there, like... We didn't stay together, but my point is that, like, I get what this is saying here, The love that you need will never be found at home is a very relatable sentiment, unfortunately. Run away, turn away, run away, turn away, run away is the chorus. Running away from home, of course. Turn away is interesting. It's like out of sight, out of mind. If you turn away from the homophobia, it won't bother you, which is interesting. Verse 3, pushed around and kicked around, always a lonely boy. You were the one that they'd talk about around town as they put you down. And as hard as they would try, they'd hurt to make you cry. But you never cried to them, just to your soul. No, you never cried to them, just to your soul. So he's like kind of affirming a bit of like standing up to them a bit, having a backbone. No matter how hard they tried to hurt him and make him feel bad about being gay, he wouldn't cry. He would stop himself from doing that just to prove a point, to show them that they can't break him, which I appreciate in this song. It's not all doom and gloom, so to speak. You know, he's showing that you can stand up and protect yourself from these people, which I enjoy. It's still sad, obviously, but it's an interesting sentiment to put in here. And then you just get the chorus again, and then the cry boy cry, cry boy cry, cry boy cry, right? Makes me think of Boys Don't Cry, which of course became the title of a movie about Brandon Tina. It also makes me think of I'm Not in Love by 10cc, which famously has the bridge with big boys don't cry, big boys don't cry. But that's a bit unrelated. And then you get the last verse is just a repeat of the first verse. And then the chorus is just run away, turn away, run away, turn away, run away. And you've got the backing vocals doing the cry to your soul bit. The lyrics, again, very simple, but they tell the story so completely. And the song is such an interesting thing because, like, musically, it's a club banger. It's just, you know, it's got the drums that very, very 80s vibe to it, very specific sound to it, you know, and the synth, like it sounds like just like a upbeat, happy song. But even if you can't hear what he's singing, his voice, I think, tells you that it isn't a happy song. Jimmy Somerville's voice is so gentle and kind of solemn and melancholy. It's interesting the way that contrasts with the music, because you got like this, you know, club banger, and he's going like run away, turn away, run away, turn away, run away. It really shows kind of the duality of it. I really like that. And I love Jimmy Somerville's voice. Another song you might know by them is a song called Why, which I'm gonna move the microphone away from my mouth, has him going, tell me why, which he does. He can do power behind his voice, of course. I'm not saying that it isn't a powerful vocal, because it does start off with him doing the, you know, mostly he does this kind of like soft, vulnerable thing, and it really lends itself to the emotionality of the lyrics and the theme of the song, you know. I do also appreciate that the music video doesn't end on a fully sour note, because, you know, throughout the video he has his friends, which are the other two members of the band, and then on the end of the video he's on the train to the big city, and his two friends come and join him, and they like laugh and chat and smile and share food and stuff, and it's nice. Again, like I said about like going to college and finding your people, you know. I think that's pretty much all I have to say about this one. Just an absolute classic of the genre. Great song. Let me know what you thought. Leave a comment below. Give a like. Hit subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Tell your enemies. Tell your long lost second cousin. I need to like script my outros. They're just going to keep getting worse. Thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you tomorrow.
Break it down.
The song is Smalltown Boy, and it's by Bronski Beat, which was a trio question mark? But that's a bit unrelated. Anyway, but that's unrelated. And I'm not saying that it isn't a powerful vocal, because it does start off with him doing the Jesus Christ. Mostly he does this kind of like soft, vulnerable thing, and it really aids the, maybe that's a poor choice of words,